Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're gonna continue where we left off. We're gonna explore this ruin because once we pulled out the singing stone, the temple doors to this area opened up, and there's no real way for us to get across the gap since the singing stone doesn't come all the way out like the other ones. So we're gonna see what we can do. Maybe this is a shortcut to the other side because it looks to be connected, sort of. Maybe through the bottom. Either that or it's gonna give us a new force power.
So these ruins do sink.
Welcome back.
Hey,
The Imperial labor camp on Maza.
the garrison's half empty. We can strike before reinforcements arrive.
Sounds promising, but Marin and Grease haven't made it back to the ship yet.
As soon as they do, I'll scout ahead and they can rest on the Mantis.
You know they'll never allow themselves to rest if you're in danger. You never give up. And that's what inspires all of us. But you have to remember that where you lead, they will follow.
I know I've been pushing recently, but ever since Grease
What
got
happened
hurt...
to Grease is not your fault. But ever since then, you've been reckless.
I keep worrying about something bad happening to one of you.
It's good to acknowledge your fear. But don't let it determine your path. Focus on the moment. Choose your direction and act with certainty. And trust that, whatever the odds, you'll pull through. Cal, trust yourself.
Trust in the Force.
Exactly.
holding back now. Focus on the moment and push through. We gotta take this storm head on. Brace yourself, BD. She always knows where to guide me, even if I don't know my next step.
Whoops, it looks like I still need to have some leeway when it comes to really strong gusts of wind before I do this.
Cal, what happened?
See for yourself.
Not bad. Maybe you can keep up with me now.
Let's find out. What's the Empire up to?
They're at the temple entrance, waiting for something.
Still got time. Nice assist. That can't be good.
We'll tear that temple apart.
Jeremias is still in there.
Let's split up. I will distract that monstrosity.
Be careful. I'll see you inside.
So, with this new power, we should be able to get across like larger gaps. And so, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure before we leave this area that I have everything, because I don't know if we're gonna be able to come back. Maybe, given that we have the meditations, circles, so we should be able to fast travel to it. But I really don't know what's waiting for us. There's this giant, basically like a mining drill that just popped out of the ground like a sandworm in Dune. And so, yeah, I don't know. I would like to say that we can come back to this area with no problems, but I'm just gonna make sure.
I'm in bad shape, buddy.
Okay, so it looks like there's like a green force field back there. I think what I'm going to do is when I get the power to be able to go through those force fields, I'm probably just gonna go through them outside of the recording unless I find something interesting. If I find something interesting, then I'll record it. But honestly, just to kind of like keep the story missions going, because if not, this, it's going to take a long time. Just to kind of keep the story missions going, I'm not going to record every side mission that I do. I'll try to do it, but I'm not going to record everything.
Drill assault craft Got that place in no time. So we'll be home early. Nice. Get back here.
That drill will take time to set up. Hope Marin can slow them down. How you doing, BD? Having fun back there?
This new power takes a little bit of time getting used to, given that while it can increase the length of my jump from one gap to the other, it can still, you know, if you don't time it right or if you miscalculate how far the jump actually is going to be, then you'll just fall to your death. I didn't time it right earlier. That's why I died. I basically had jumped too early because I thought that I could reach the gap from where I had jumped, but it turns out that it was a couple of feet off. So, this stand right here that the rope is attached to, for whatever reason, it would not let me cut the rope. It was just like rope, wet rope. There's no rope here. Much like how Cal just kind of stuttered through that edge, it basically was telling me that there was nothing there. And so I had to pause it and then unpause it, and then it worked. So it was like basically like turning your computer off and on. It just, I don't know. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, for turning it off and on or for pausing it and then unpausing it and seeing what happens.
Tunnels out here. We'll have to proceed on foot. Copy that. What the? It's the Jedi! Fire! I was not prepared for this! Miss! found you.
I'm glad we found this. Gotta hurry. Brother Armias can't hide forever. You know what to do. Sanctuary to all who seek it. Sounds too good to be true.
Pilgrim Sanctuary should prove a worthy location for the safe house.
Its proximity to the archive is ideal.
And with a bit of your slicing, this temple could once again provide safe haven for those who need it most.
Force is with me. Okay, I'm ready. Pilgrim Sanctuary has some new caretakers. That sentry droid could be trouble.
Someone wiped out the squad on Overlook Patrol. I think it's Herman. Put that ghost story to bed, soldier. The witches are dead and gone.
So, it's definitely worth it sometimes to listen to what the enemies are talking about. Like I've said before, I like that we have all of this kind of life to characters, like enemies, the droids, the characters that basically have like things to say, either about themselves or about what you're doing. And I like that because that kind of brings life to the world. But at the same time, you know, sometimes they do repeat themselves. But in this instance, they didn't. And it's always kind of interesting to hear what they have to say, especially like the stormtroopers. Like, I don't know if at this point the stormtroopers are still clones of like Boba and Jango Fett. I don't know if they're still the same clones, or if, you know, most of those clones died out. But either way, it's kind of interesting hearing them talk about like, oh, we're just sending a message, even if it's peaceful, it needs to be stamped out. And they're like in full, like, we gotta mitigate damage, we gotta make sure that all resistances are gone. And so that kind of gives you a little bit of a sense of where the Empire is, because you would think if the Empire's rule was completely and totally absolute, that there would be no resistance. But obviously, they've been having trouble with resistance from the very start. So, yeah.
It's just me then. I'll get you. Got some fancy moves, huh? I am the best.
Empire still has no idea what's under their noses, but they'll find the safe house eventually. Let's keep moving. Doesn't sound good. This place won't hold long.
I've led to believe there's a vast network of subterranean waterways beneath the temple.
Perfect. That should give our operation cover from Imperial scanners.
So I was kind of worried that this drill would see me and then start attacking, because that's kind of par for the course with games that have large enemies and that are optional mini bosses or bosses in and of themselves, and you're in an open world environment. Kind of like a good example would be Dark Souls or Elden Ring or Bloodborne, those FromSoft games. They're large, expansive open world environments, and you are occasionally, or a lot of the times, going to end up running into an enemy that is exceedingly large, and that they are higher than the experience that you have and the weapon strength and level that you have. So you will either have a extremely tough time fighting them where you will die many times, or you won't. It's kind of like a toss-up. So yeah, I thought that that giant drill was going to attack me if it saw me, but it looks to be stuck, so I don't think there's anything it can do to me at this point.
Starting to think we're in the right place. What do you think?
So this puzzle gave me a little bit of pause. Basically how it works is that there are two blocks that are down, and you're trying to get both of the doors to essentially get locked in together. It takes a little bit of finagling to get them to be like, okay, so one side is going to get blocked by one of the blocks that is behind it, and then the other one is going to meet it in the middle. But once you get it, then, you know, it's fairly easy from there.
Easy now. See your Junda sent me.
Master Junda, you used the Force, you're Cal Kestis.
It's time to go. The Empire's closing in.
Yes, which is why this must make it back to Master Junda. These contact codes cannot fall into the hands of the Empire.
This. Go through quickly. It will protect you. Go. I can't hold this forever. Go!
Couldn't save him.
He died protecting the path.
Okay, cool. We've got the power up to our dash, so we can go through all of the green force fields now.
It is our duty to make sure this
Let's get these codes this year. We got this thing's attention. Close.
Takes a little bit of getting used to, but I think we got it.
I see a way back in.
Then let's hurry.
Made it.
We should not take Pilgrim's path to Sears base.
There's another route. There's a lot of patrols.
We can manage. Face the rest. Watch out! You will break!
Tracking the enemy!
Also finish them.
This'll be...
No more enemies standing.
Enemy spotted! On it! Strike him quickly! Get down!
That's the end of it.
So it was at this moment that I realized that I did not look at the force memory. And that was right outside the door where Brother Armaeus was. I was like, this will probably trigger a cutscene. Let me not touch it and look to see what else is like around the area first, just in case I can't come back. And then it turns out that the door was the start of the cutscene, not the, I guess it's the platform that was in the middle of the area.
So this is where they've been hiding. Hunted by the Empire. Always on the run. You know what that's like.
Quickly, everyone! This way.
Hurry!
Are you coming with us?
I must remain here a little longer. Go now. There is no time. I will seal the passage behind you. May the Force be with you all.
Well spotted. danger nearby.
Intruder there! Assail the intruder! Okay, I got this.
Our friend is back.
Oh, good. Thanks again for the charm.
You needed it more than me.
We shouldn't stay here long.
So, something that I think is interesting for this Star Wars universe is that even though we are so technically advanced in the universe to have starships, colonize other planets, alien life is like, prominent and well documented, that the existence of actual magic is like science-based magic. Like the Force, everybody was like, well, how does the Force work? It's like, well, we found out over time that the Force is actually a living sort of like a thing, a living thing, kind of like atoms and all kinds of other stuff. It's living and it flows throughout the entire universe, and that's just like over time with like different medias and things like that. But Mirren, her powers are different from the Force. They're like magic imbued Force, which is why they call her a sorceress and not a Jedi. And I think that that's pretty cool.
I won't let up. I'll be back.
Strike again! Dead end!
We make a stand?
Do you trust me?
Of course. What are you up to?
No time to explain. Do you trust me?
Yes. Was that for luck?
No. Hurry. Jump through, Cal! Now! We can do this.
I can't believe this!
Believe it. Well done.
You got this, buddy! No kidding. This thing's gotta have a weakness.
Nice one, Cal.
Don't take me yet.
Having fun?
What, you're not?
We can't keep this up.
I have an idea, but I need an opening.
There's nowhere left to run.
Then we stand together. How did you do that?
A ritual I learned when I returned to Dathomir. It is taxing.
You okay?
I am fine.
Come on. Let's get these coats to see her.
That was pretty fucking cool. So, yeah, this is why I like Mirren. She's always got these, like, new tips and tricks and things like that that we don't have access to as a Jedi. Like, I wish that we can continue to use that power, but of course it's probably like a one-time deal in this case, but maybe we might be able to do it later.
Breathe.
Let's keep going.
Have you come across the Narcus anchorites, friend?
I have. They gave me water and a warning. Beware the central isopters, for they trade only in death.
Let's slow down. Let's speed up. All right.
Well fought, beast. You remind me of home, you know. Were you hungry? Now you will feed the other creatures.
Take it easy. Come on.
I will be in the archive.
So now that we're back in the archivist base, I'm gonna go ahead and say my goodbyes now because we're probably gonna get a cutscene given that we have a item from a story mission, and usually when we have items from story missions we get cutscenes. So thank you so much for joining us on this video. We got quite a lot of upgrades, some pretty cool upgrades to our jump and with the dash, and then with the using the dash to be able to go through the green force fields. So that's pretty cool. That opens up a lot of areas for us on Cobalt and also on this place as well. There were some green force fields that we came across that eventually I will get to. Again, like I said, I may not record myself doing those kind of side things unless I think that it's pretty interesting or it's on the way through like a story mission. So yeah, just kind of a heads up if you're hoping to see like absolutely
Sierra and I have been
everything.
through a lot
I
together.
wish I could show absolutely everything, but it's also time based on most of these videos. And this game, I think if you decide to do everything, is about 25 to 30 hours long. Kind of like Resident Evil 4 remake. It was like
I'll let you know if
between
I find anything.
18 and
We are
30
in your
hours.
debt, noble one.
And we're already in
Can't hurt to
May,
take a look, right?
so I want to try to like get to other games that are coming out during the summer. So I'm gonna try to like fast track us. I think we're about 50% of the way through the game at this point. I want to say quote unquote, but I don't know. I'll have to look it up, and then when I look it up, I'll let you guys know in the next video. So again, after
This one.
all that, thank you again for joining us for this one, and I hope we will see you in the next video. So see you then. Bye.
Cal, BD, well timed. I remembered a second location you might wish to explore.
Another temple?
Quite so. This one is in the southern desert, and it is quite magnificent. When I visited, I felt the weight of the past upon me. I am sure you will too.
Sounds incredible.
I think so. Although it was certainly simpler before the Empire increased its presence here.
Seer. I couldn't save Armias. He gave his life for this. I'm sorry.
I know you did your best, Cal. And the Empire?
They did not track us.
Hey, Scrapper. Glad you made it back in one piece.
Master Cordova. Did you find a way across the abyss?
No. But you may have, Cal. Bode and I were able to find some interesting data in the archives.
Let's show them what we dug up.
Centuries ago, the Republic established the colony on Kobol to study a stellar anomaly known as the Abyss. Santari Khri led the research team.
That Z with him.
Early attempts to navigate the Abyss ended in disaster. The Republic was on the verge of abandoning the project.
And then guess who volunteers to fly in alone and discovers a planet on the other side?
Dagon.
Using the data from his voyage, Khri invented the Abyss Compass to guide others safely to Tenel.
The Republic established a settlement, the Jedi built a temple, just like you said, Cal.
Regrettably, a time of peace and prosperity was disrupted when Outer Rim marauders invaded.
I saw them too, but how'd they get across the abyss?
He must have stolen a compass. Don't worry, we won't be so careless.
Overwhelmed, the Republic abandoned Tenelor, and the Jedi Council ordered Khri to destroy the compasses.
Dagon Gera refused and rebelled against the Order.
That is a Gendai. They do not often ally with other species.
Looks like Ravis has been working with Dagon for a lot longer than we thought.
So the Order sent Jedi to secure the compasses. Dagon murders them over it.
Jedi. Killing other Jedi.
But Centauri said that Dagon was the key to Tantalar.
Maybe he is, young Jedi. Despite my efforts, those compasses you brought me were beyond repair. However, records indicate that 3 were unaccounted for.
So you're saying one might still be out there?
Yes.
And Dagon sent his army to look for it.
I'd ask you to stay and help us, but I recognize that look.
What look?
Hope. That planet could be a haven for those who stand against the Empire.
So you coming with us? I mean, Grease can make room on the Mantis. For all of you.
No. This place needs me. The Hidden Path needs me.
Cordova?
I'm sorry, my friend. But for now, my place is on Jeddah with Seer. Let me prepare a data stick so you'll have access to our research wherever your journey takes you.
Let me guess. You're staying too.
When we first met, I thought that what we shared was unique. Survivors, fighting together against the Empire who took our families.
Yeah. You helped me realize I wasn't alone.
As did you. But there is a galaxy full of people who have suffered as we have. It's as Seer said. Perhaps you have found a sanctuary for them.
Perhaps. If we can get to it.
I will join you. Besides, it's been far too long since I've made Grease's hair stand on end.
See you back on the Mantis night, sister.